Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and one of our favorite sons, so to speak, guests on our show is Dr. Gary Weitzman. He's the president and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. 10 years now you've been here, Gary? How long have you been here?
Oh, boy. It's coming on 11 this spring. So
oh, my goodness.
Time flies.
What this guy has done for animal welfare and the human-animal bond is just absolutely unprecedented. We're just absolutely lucky to have him. How many books have you written now?
I think it's about 10.
Oh, only 10, right? Okay. So number 11 coming up soon?
I hope so. Working on that right now. I hope that'll be maybe the next year and a half.
Right. It could be My Life on Drew Schlosberg's podcast show. That'll be about a half page, right? Exactly.
Well, that'll be a whole series of books, wouldn't it?
Oh, my God. Honored to have you on. And I tell you, another honor is my guest co-host today is Ashley Hilliard. She is a Girl Scout Troop 6139, did a spectacular job interviewing Journey's Map. And how'd you enjoy that first experience?
It was a really amazing experience. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was probably better than whatever I was expecting.
Wait till this one. I'm telling you, you're with a true superstar. And Gary, Ashley has a question right out of the gate.
Yeah, so
okay.
What exactly is the mission of San Diego Humane Society?
Our mission is really two words: inspire compassion, and we mean that about applying that to people and animals.
You know, you talk about that, and really the human-animal bond is just, well, probably around since Earth was around, right, in this aspect of it. But talk about how important that is for, any community, but especially San Diego.
That's a really good question, Drew. It's, for me, I'm a little biased, obviously, but I won't want to be on this planet without animals. So these are really something that I think it's the neutral space for everybody. No matter what disagreements we're having in the world, political or otherwise, animals bring us together. And honestly, without them, this would be a very, very grim place. But San Diego is really special. I mean, you just mentioned you're asked how long have I been here? When I got here, everybody said that San Diego was such an animal-friendly place, and it was the most pet-friendly city in the whole United States. And there's a couple economic variables that make that a little bit hard for us to actually claim that prize. But I'll tell you, people here care about animals, care about their pets, care about the environment, care about the incredible wildlife we're surrounded by. I think this is a really special place for celebrating that bond between people and animals.
Well, and we know how, there's so many tentacles to this, and I think we've featured your director of education. Stacy's been on the show before because the connection with what you folks do in the schools. I don't think there's a school district you don't touch in this region as well. But November is Adopt a Senior Pet Month. What's a senior pet?
Oh, well, we see them every day, but it's all of our pets after maybe the age of, I don't know, for dogs, 9, 8,
really?
9. For cats, probably 9 to 11, something like that. But, as a shelter that takes care of close to 30,000 companion animals, we certainly have a good number of senior pets. And the hardest thing is that, they've spent their whole lives often with someone else. And then for whatever reason, maybe someone will pass away or someone has to move and give up their pet. We don't judge people on that. Life happens, but these animals don't understand that. So for us, one of the biggest parts of the mission is getting those dogs and cats and rabbits and everything else back into a family because they don't know what happened. These animals are really the ones that are the most vulnerable for us. Obviously, the babies are something to take care of as well. But senior animals, I've just got such a soft spot for them. I hate to see them in the shelters or even in foster.
Yeah, we're chatting with Dr. Gary Weitzman. He's the president and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, joined by my co-host, Ashley Hilliard, Girl Scout Troop 6139. And I love your little moniker here in our questionnaire. You can teach an old dog new tricks, right? Talk about that.
Yeah, you can. I mean, there's no question that the animals like us are still able to learn, well into their lives, I hope forever, and I think that they do it. They adjust well. They're completely devoted to us in most cases, not always, but in most cases. But yeah, you can still teach them. You can still train them. We have classes for older pets, and there's no age limit on learning. So don't give up on that. Don't feel like what you've got as an older animal is not an animal that can fit into your home and into your lives. The other thing too is that for us, we want people to have the best relationship with an animal they adopt. So we want that animal back if it's not working. But honestly, even if you take let's just say a dog home for 4 days, you're going to be able to come back to us and tell us so much more about that pet so that we can find the right home. So we encourage foster, adopt, but honestly, that foster network is so important for us. So even if it's 4 to 5 days or 2 weeks, it's critically important for us and for all the shelters in San Diego.
Has, a certain time of the year, there's more senior pets for adoption than others. What impact did the pandemic have on it? Was that a big one, that they were more or less senior pets?
Yeah, that's interesting. I can't answer the first part of your question, but that's a great question to ask someone on your show, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I will tell you that,
my job is to stump the guest. How did I do?
You stumped the guest on, do we get more senior animals in the busy time of year? The busy time of year for dogs and cats really is late spring into early fall. This year, we're seeing something very different, and we're still so jammed to the gills with dogs right now. It's something that we've never seen before.
Wow.
So even now, we have close to 1,600 animals here ready for adoption. They may not be on our adoption floor yet, but they're getting ready to be on there. Normally, this time of year, we'd have less than half of that. So the part that I don't know the answer to, because I haven't seen that happen, is that we have more senior dogs or senior pets during our busy time of year. We generally don't. It's usually the younger animals, the strays that get away and people don't reclaim them,
right,
or animals that are, puppies are coming in over the summer. Definitely for cats, we're seeing all the kittens are in the summer and the fall, early fall. But for senior animals, it's really pretty constant, I bet, throughout the year. That's my impression. We have data all over the place, and I can find that out for sure. But it's generally the younger animals that we see during the very, very busiest times of the year.
No, very, very interested. Ashley, do you have a pet?
I don't have a pet, but I do dog sit.
You do dog sit. What type of dogs?
All kinds of dogs. I've had golden retrievers down to wiener dogs and schnauzers.
Very good. Yeah, we have a golden, and our good friend Gary Weitzman knows our golden very well. Jesse just turned 11. Was honored to go to the Fur Ball, which is the big fundraiser for the Humane Society, and you guys just knock it out of the park all the time, Gary. And we want to thank you very much for having us. It was a blast.
Oh, it's a fun event. We couldn't have had it without you, Drew.
Well, actually, you probably could have had it. You probably would have made more money if I wasn't there. But no, I think it's great, and you see everyone is just excited to support the great work that you are doing. But I know Ashley has another question for you.
Yeah, so I see that San Diego Humane Society's Project Wildlife is turning 50 this year. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that program is?
Yeah, it's an incredible program. We merged with Project Wildlife in 2014. So this group that had been around since the early 70s actually had a home with us. So it's really expanded tremendously. We take care of about 13,000 wild animals a year. So these are either orphan, injured, or sick animals from the wonderful nature that surrounds us. And we have a campus up in Ramona, which takes care of really a lot of our predator animals, the larger animals in Southern Southern California, coyotes and bobcats, mountain lions. We've had a few golden eagles. We've got some incredible animals that come up there. Right now, we've got 6 orphan black bear cubs that came down from all over California. We rehabilitate them, and the goal is obviously to get them back out into their wild habitats. In San Diego, we've got another Project Wildlife facility that actually takes care of close to probably 10, 11,000 birds and raptors and small mammals. It's really an incredible facility, state-of-the-art hospital, and just a wonderful staff. We're really proud of the wildlife mission of San Diego Humane Society, and Project Wildlife is one of the best things that we've done in the last 10 years.
No, I think that's great. Ashley, in your Girl Scouts work, so to speak, you've been 10 years now a Girl Scouts. Do you work on anything that ties to animals at all and animal, safety and health?
Yeah, so there are a couple badges that tie into like animals, and I know the younger girls, they learn about habitats and all that, but I'm not sure if I can remember a specific badge where I work directly with animals, but definitely learning a lot about them.
Right. Do you work with the Girl Scouts at all, Gary?
We do. We have scouts come in all the time for events. We have them come in to help us with animals and to do volunteer missions. They're terrific. Boy Scouts as well. Right now, we've got a whole group of about 30 kids in here from all over San Diego, and some of them are definitely scouts.
No, I think that's absolutely terrific. So I got to tell you a story here. Gary knows I live by Rancho Penasquitos Canyon, which has a ton of wildlife. And so Sammy and I my daughter, were walking Jesse in the canyon. We heard a roar in the bushes that absolutely made my toupee come off. And no, I don't have a toupee. But, we went back. I said, do you want to continue walking? And we didn't. We have mountain lions in that canyon. That probably was a mountain lion. Yes or no?
It absolutely could have been. I mean, it could have been a bobcat too, but normally a roar like that will actually make you stop short in your tracks. It could well be a mountain lion. We've had them all over San Diego County.
Yeah. So Sammy said, okay, we're going to walk backwards, but you got to be facing because you don't want this thing to come back to you. I got her all freaked out. I was very proud of that as a dad, right? But but seriously, I've never heard a roar like that in that walk in the canyon.
Wow. Yeah, it's actually good to have something that with you when you do walks like that will emit a loud noise so that you can actually scare an animal away. You definitely don't want to run with your back to a mountain lion, that's for sure, because you can't run from that. But that was good that you got a warning. And most of the time that's the case. They don't want to have any they don't want to get involved with us at all. Right. So usually the more vocal an animal is, the more it's trying to scare you off, so you don't get closer.
It did a good job. And by the way, I do carry something when I'm in the canyon very seriously, and obviously almost only as a defensive device in that aspect of it. But that brings up a question before we go to break. Listen, when you come across a mountain lion or whatever, or a bobcat or a coyote, and should you contact the Humane Society or whatever the case may be, or just let them go in their own natural habitat?
Oh, by all means, let them be in their natural habitat. No, we want you to call us if you see any animal that's injured, or if you see a young animal and you see no sign of the mother, we want you to let us know. But absolutely, we share this incredible space in Southern California with more species. We have more biodiversity here than anywhere else in the United States. So it's something to celebrate, not to necessarily not want to run into. Obviously, you want to stay safe, but definitely let them be. Let them be.
Right, that sounds good. When we come back from break, we're going to continue the conversation with Dr. Gary Weitzman, President and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. I know Ashley's going to ask you a question about your Community Veterinary Program and Community Support Services when we return with another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Vet Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for 60 years. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years. We are chatting with the inimitable Dr. Gary Weitzman, president. I got a nickname for you every single time we come on the show, by the way, Gary, as you well know, correct? So, exactly. He runs the San Diego Humane Society. You've taken over half of San Diego County, have you not?
I don't like to put it that way, Drew, but yeah, we want to be able to serve all of the counties. So we have 5 campuses and hopefully some more service areas that we'll be able to help people with in the near future. Yeah,
and I mean that in a positive way, of course, that you folks and the staff and the people you work with, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have you involved in that. And I'm joined by my co-host, Ashley Hilliard from Girl Scout Troop 6139, and she's got another question for you.
Yeah, so do you want to talk a little bit about your Community Veterinary Program and community support services?
Yeah, sure. You both mentioned a little while ago about COVID and what we've all lived through in the last 3 years. But the biggest thing for us is really to be able to serve the public and to have people keep their pets with them. For a huge part of that is taking care of their veterinary needs. It's almost a different world right now with veterinary care. It's hard to get into a clinic because they're so busy. It's often been very difficult for people with income challenges or health issues or mobility issues or transportation. So we've opened up a program where we can actually help people at a much lower cost. So it's about 50% of what it would cost them outside at a private practice, or even less, because we have vouchers from cities and we can actually provide that care that people need. So for us, opening up this clinic was really essential. It's small right now, but hopefully we'll keep growing this year until we open up a stationary clinic for it to be housed in this coming summer. But it's really essential to giving people the tools to keep their animals with them. We have veterinary care and some emergency care and walk-ins and spay-neuter, and we really hope that we can eliminate in the next few years the need for people to ever have to relinquish their pets because they don't have veterinary care for them. We want to be able to provide that service.
One of the things that, I don't think we ever talked about it, but it certainly brings up a good point. I'm glad you have it on your keynotes to address. Listen, San Diego isn't the most inexpensive place to live. We know that. And, of course, inflation's been going up everywhere in this country. Add to it about the housing prices we have here and so forth. Then you got a pet. That means something has to give, and it's a challenge on caring for a pet, is it not, from a financial standpoint?
It is. It really is. The pet industry is now an $8 billion industry. It's incredible. And it's expensive. It's expensive to keep them. It's expensive to feed them. It's definitely expensive to get veterinary care. And we want to eliminate those barriers and help people to do that because people want their animals. The other part of this is that we have a tremendous unhoused population in the county.
Right.
We have people that are really struggling on the streets, and we've all seen it. Many people have animals with them, have dogs mostly, but I've seen a few people outdoors that have cats as well. And we want to make sure that this is their only family member and that they never have to lose that connection or that pet. We really want to honor that bond and give them services as well. And in most cases, those people cannot afford any care at all. So we want to be able to provide that.
No, we know how important that is, especially when you think about this. So you're unhoused on the street. Maybe you have no relatives here, no friends, except for that dog or that whatever you have. That's a real important thing if you think about that aspect of it. Much has been written about how our unhoused population is growing in San Diego. As you know, a frequent guest like you on the show, Gary, is Deacon Jim Vargas, just a spectacular guy. I'm not sure if you ever met him, but Jim runs Father Joe's Villages.
Right. We have met, and I'd like to meet him again, actually, because we do some work with Father Joe's to take care of people that have pets with Father Joe's Villages, and I've got to applaud them because they actually allow those people to keep their pets with them when they're in emergency sheltering or just routine sheltering, and that's been a challenge for us as animal welfare concerned people, because we really want people to be able to keep their pets when they have to go to shelters, because we know that they won't go without them, and that says a lot about that bond right there.
Yeah, without question. We're chatting with Dr. Gary Weitzman. He's the president and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, joined by my co-host, Ashley Hilliard from Girl Scout Troop 6139. You got another question for Dr. Weitzman?
Yeah. So are there any awards or special recognitions that your organization's received recently?
Oh, let's see. That's a good question. There have been a few things.
The 4-star rating. I mean, but you really take pride in that,
Well, we do. We really want to be transparent with the public. We're honored by the support that we get from this community. It's truly incredible. And especially in the uncertain times that we're in now, we want to just make sure that we are as transparent as possible about what we do with people's generosity. And Charity Navigator is one of the measures of that. The highest rating they have is 4 stars. And we've had that for, well over, I think, close to
12 years, I think.
20 years. Yeah, it's been a while. And we also have their highest rating in transparency, but so do a lot of really, really good nonprofits here in this county. We've got just a great nonprofit world out here. And really, I applaud everybody that's doing the best to try to help society. And that's the biggest award, honestly, knowing that we're actually performing a mission.
Well, and what makes it even more important in this day and age where the dollar is shrinking, and people, great organizations like yours, and to your point, there's a lot of wonderful nonprofits in San Diego County. We are blessed with that. And so forth. But that dollar becomes a challenge. And when you have a rating like you do, that gives the confidence to those donors that, when we donate to the San Diego Humane Society, it's going to be used for the right things.
Yeah, we don't take that for granted at all. We want to make sure that people feel comfortable and trust us. We want to make sure that they are proud of the donations that they make and that they're partners in solving issues with animals. And really, it's issues with families so that they can keep their pets.
We're almost out of time here, but I want to. This is not fair to you, but you're the guest and you can handle this. But I do want you to talk about this next time you're on. And I'll make sure we get Deacon Jim Vargas with you and all this. But maybe you can just touch your toe in the water here, and then we can almost dedicate a good part of it in the next show to this. Talk about what a great career it is to work with animals and the Humane Society. There are so many different jobs you have at your facility, your place.
Yeah, there really are. We're lucky. We've got a lot of resources here at San Diego Humane and about 650 staff members and about 2,000 volunteers. And to work with animals is truly a privilege. It's a wonderful way to have a life, and anything from being a veterinarian to working as an adoption counselor and taking care of animals in the shelters. You can go into finance and work in shelters and in humane societies, and of course the nonprofit work that our fundraisers are so devoted to. There's a lot that you can do, and we welcome the public support as volunteers and as partners in making the world a better place. Yeah,
we'd love to do it. Sort of keep that in mind when we get you on right after the first of the year. I think that'd be a great episode, at least a component of it, talking about the different types of careers as people navigate from one career to another career. We just talked to our friends at Journey's Map of that as a career map. And that would be something to know. And, as you mentioned, it's not just taking care of animals. You need marketers, you need advertisers, you need volunteers and all that business. Gary, any final words?
Just thank you, Drew. We also need communicators, and you've been the biggest help with the Humane Society. You've been devoted to it and a great partner. Thanks for giving me a chance to talk with you again.
Well, first of all, it's my honor. And Ashley, any other comments for Dr. Weitzman?
Not really. I just want to say it was absolutely incredible to meet you and hear about all the work that you're doing with San Diego Humane Society.
We got to get you a dog now, Ashley. Okay.
A senior dog, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Hey, Gary, wishing you and yours and all those good friends of mine at the Humane Society nothing but a great holiday season. In case I don't get a chance to chat with you, we need to make a run to Sunrise Buffet, and I know that just between us two, we'll go. Now we'll have everybody show up at Sunrise Buffet. Let's do that before the end of the year.
And they should.
Yeah. We'll make that. You have a great day, Gary.
You too, Drew and Ashley. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. We've been talking to Dr. Gary Weitzman, President and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. I'm Drew Schlosberg, Cloudcast Media, joined by my able and just absolutely outstanding guest co-host, Ashley Hilliard from Girl Scout Troop 6139. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.